are here in your house sports with the sad demise of college football, the end of college football with the national championship recap or lack thereof, and then we're also gonna pull a doubleheader today, and then talk about the NFL Week 18, an exciting Week 18. It's your boy Vassos.
Fat Sam.
Manny is actually got called into Denver. So, Denver's just pulling out all the stops with the interviews.
I mean, they're interviewing like what, 6 people?
At least.
Yeah, they're doing a group interview.
They're just playing the video, sitting everybody down in one room, and putting the VHS in.
Yeah.
They will the teacher TV into the room and walk out.
Yeah. So, what'd you say? So, you want to be a Denver quarterback?
So, you want to be the Denver head coach?
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. Well, that's where you messed up.
Yes. I mean, they need a quarterback too.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. But, somebody find the real Russell Wilson.
Man, terrible.
Yeah. So, be sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, all that good stuff. Facebook, Instagram, follow those social media things. So let's go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off right away. National championship, TCU versus Georgia.
Terrible.
Golly.
It was.
Georgia eked out a win, 65-7.
Is that the biggest margin?
I think that's the biggest margin
that team has won by. What was it, 57 points, or was it?
That's 58. I think it's 58. Yeah, that's 58 points.
58 points, man. That was Georgia just demolished them, man. I mean, from the start.
Georgia was Ivan Drago and TCU was Apollo Creed.
Man, for real. Just like it was bad. Like TCU wasn't even in that game, man, at all.
It's like they spotted them 10 points and they went down and scored up. Okay, here they go. Here they go. Yeah. Now here they come. They got down to 10 points and now they're going to be playing from behind 3 points the whole game.
Yep. No.
I was like, no. It's like Duggan ran out of gas.
Yeah. Nah, man, Georgia just looked like a better team, man. I mean, all the way around.
Georgia was just dominant on both sides of the line of scrimmage.
Man, and their defense, man. I mean, TCU couldn't get nothing going. I've never seen. Was it Duggan?
Max Duggan, yeah.
Yeah, Duggan. I never seen him get sacked like that so many times.
Right.
About 5 sacks.
He's usually at least been able to at least get rid of the ball, or like even against Texas where he was struggling, he was at least able to throw the ball away or make it back to the line of scrimmage trying to run.
Yeah.
Georgia just kept him in the pocket and beat the crap out of him.
Yeah. Man, had him in the corner. Just was, like you said, it was Drago versus Creed, man.
Throw the damn towel.
Yeah. It was bad. But you know what though? Like, I'd rather get beat like this than to lose by 1 point. Because that
I don't know. I'd rather lose by 1 point than get blown out like that. I'd rather get beat bad, but not that bad.
Well, because like if you lose by 1 point, all right, you think, man, I should have done this play, or I should have ran this way, or I should have done this. Like every player's thinking about all the little bitty things they could have done, right?
Right.
But this, we're like, hell, guys,
like, we shouldn't even got on the plane.
It's like we did everything wrong. Everything wrong.
That's one of those where you just burn the tape and don't watch it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those.
Yeah, it's just that. Like I said, that's just that where you just you burn it, bury it, don't even look at it, never existed.
Yeah. Yep, exactly, man.
I mean, if I'm Max Duggan, I'm like, hey, NFL scouts, don't watch that game.
Yeah.
I'm over there, Men in Black style.
For real. I mean, that game was just it was just brutal, man. It
It
was just
was.
it
And
was
that
brutal.
sucks for like the seniors at TCU because that's how they're going out. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you went out good with making the playoff and getting to the national championship, but then you lay an egg in the championship game.
Yes. But but like you said, I think Georgia would have done that to Houston. I mean, to Houston, to Michigan.
Oh yeah, I think they still would have beat Michigan. I don't know if Michigan would have scored more points, but I
Yeah.
definitely don't think they would have. I definitely think they would have given up as many.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if Ohio State would have won, I think that would have been a better game for TCU.
Yeah,
Ohio State and TCU, that would have been a good game. But I mean, even after that game against Ohio State, Kirby Smart was just like he wasn't satisfied. He was like, nah, like we got a lot of work to do.
yeah, we should have
This
lost that game because he
yeah,
flat out said as much. We should have lost that game.
yes. And so he man, he lit a fire. He lit a fire, man, and they came out and they just going.
Stupid Ohio State woke up the beast.
Man, for real.
Hmm
Yeah.
So it was literally just dragging a dead body through four
Yeah.
quarters is what it was.
Dude, it was bad. It was bad. But I mean, at least TCU could say they got there. You know,
That's true. I mean,
and
they have
so
bragging rights. Hey, we won a playoff game. We're the only
yep,
Big 12 team to win a playoff game. We got to the national championship. What have y'all done lately?
exactly, exactly. So, um, I think like an early prediction. I don't see no Big 12 team going to the playoffs next year.
No, no, not at
Um,
this rate.
nah. I mean, we gotta. It just sucks because we always me, you, and Manny we always talk about how great the Big 12 is, and then
And then that,
it, it's like, damn.
it's like, dang. Well, hey, we said they were the second best conference.
Yeah, so it's man
How much do you
hard.
think? How much do you think the regular season had to deal with that? Just with the Big 12 constantly beating up on each other. That TCU
Um,
just finally ran out of gas.
I I don't think it affected them as much. Now I think in the Big 12 championship, that's where it hurt them.
Yeah,
Um, I think that's where it hurt them a lot was in the Big 12 championship because that right there you could tell like man that it's just taking that pounding over and over and over, right?
yeah.
I think they had enough time to prepare and to get ready and all of that. But um, yeah, I don't think that affected them too much.
But yeah, Stetson Bennett threw for 304 yards. Brock Bowers 152. Man, he was just mossing everybody.
Yeah.
Like I
Mm.
just thought this is embarrassing for TCU. You got your number one defenders on him, and they can't stop him.
Yeah.
It's like and then Bennett for some reason looked like he was Max Duggan the way he was
Yeah.
running the football.
Yep. Yeah. It was just oh man, it was just bad. Like I said, I fell asleep in the fourth quarter. I was just like, all right, this is it.
There was just so many different memes you could put to that game. The throw the towel from Rocky Four
Yeah.
comes to mind. The Simpsons, stop it, he's already dead.
Yeah.
Or just the first two that came to mind, and another one, Drago. If he dies, he dies.
Guys, yeah. I mean, it was bad. Did you see that one video or part of the halftime with David Pollock
Oh yeah, and he's
say
sitting
that?
talking about Georgia and Nick Saban's just looking at him like, I'm sitting right here, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's like he looks at him and he just he does that number, and it's just like, yeah, Georgia has taken over the college football.
Yeah, Nick Saban, you can tell he's thinking, all right, wait till we get off the air. Wait till we get off the air.
Yeah, it's just. But why? To me, why even have Nick Saban on there?
but I think they normally do have him on there when they don't. I think he has some type of working agreement with ESPN.
Oh, really?
So if he's not on, if he's not in the game, then he's like even what was it? Trying to think what year was it that they lost in the first round and they had him in there. Um, I don't remember what year that was that they lost in the first round. Um, but yeah, but even before that, like with the BCS, they would have him there when Alabama wasn't in.
Mm, got you.
So
Did
uh,
you watch the game on ESPN or ESPN two?
I watched on ESPN.
See, I watched the ESPN two with Pat McAfee.
Well, see, I mean, I just had it on because we don't have
Okay.
audio on the computer we watch it on. So
Oh, got you, got you.
yeah, otherwise I would have left it on the Pat McAfee uh, stream.
Yeah. Oh, that was great. But I love that they gave Pat McAfee that deal
Yeah,
that to do it like that because it was awesome.
for sure.
Definitely, definitely the next league Corso
Yeah,
when he leaves.
when he does leave, yeah. When
Yeah,
he if he ever finally decides to actually stay retired,
yeah, right. I mean, Lee Corso's like what 95 years old or so.
something like that. He's like I was gonna say Brett Favre, but I say I don't know if that's a good analogy nowadays.
Yeah,
He's like Michael Jordan.
there you go.
He retired for all of a little bit and then decided he's going to come back and then retire again and then he came
Yeah,
back again.
yeah, yeah. That's exactly what it is.
So
But yeah, but shout out to Georgia, man. The really the better team won.
exactly, yeah, and convincingly, there was no fluke, there was no nothing. It was just the SEC flexing its muscle,
Yeah.
and it's like I said last night, just the depth of talent was apparent.
Yes. Yep.
So all right, RIP TCU's magnificent season. All right, so since we didn't talk about it, since we didn't have a show last week and we didn't talk about it for the NFL, NFL shout out to all that they did for, I guess, raising awareness. I guess as far as Damar Hamlin and all that, because that was scary. I don't know if
Yeah.
you watched that, but man, that was scary.
Yeah. Well, I didn't turn it on until Manny said something about it.
Yeah,
But I did turn it on where they were showing replays
yeah,
of it, and it was almost like, man, it felt like forever.
yeah.
Like, dude, like what's going on,
Right. I was watching it, but I think when he got hurt, but I was doing something else, and so I wasn't really 100% locked in and paying
Hmm.
attention to what happened. They just said, another Buffalo player's down. So I changed the channel over to Raw, not thinking about it. I thought, okay, well, they'll be in whatever for a minute, and then I flipped back over, and then and I look, I'm like, wait a minute, this is still the same amount of time that I'm like, oh man, something happened, and then that's when finally, because it was quiet when they first came back from commercial, or when they came back from commercial,
Yeah.
and when Buck was like serious, it's like, oh, this is bad.
Yeah.
And then when I saw the ambulance on the field, I thought, oh my god, oh, this is not good.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
That was scary, man.
yeah,
That was
but
scary.
everybody's showing support throughout the NFL, which was really great to see.
Yeah.
Especially there with Tennessee and Jacksonville praying there on the field before the game. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it really opened up people's eyes, man. That were like your life could end
Right? Yeah.
on this field. Like,
Right. It's the expression. You leave it all on the field, but that guy was willing to leave it all on the field
yeah, yeah,
and almost died on the field. I guarantee you now that's something that I think uh, coaches, when they're trying to motivate you now, I think that's something they're probably not going to say as much.
yeah, yeah,
So it's like,
yeah,
dang.
yeah. It's just one of those days. Let's play hard. Get back home to your family. Let's go.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. So, Week 18 was had some pretty high stakes. You know, a couple playoff spots on each of the AFC and the NFC. With one, actually, both had one spot open for each that came down to the very last game
Yeah.
for the NFC. But they started on Saturday, which I don't know if I'm a fan of, splitting the games up that way.
Well, I mean, I think it's because everybody was playing though, right? Like,
Yeah, well, yeah, that's normally the thing with Week 18. They usually just go straight Sunday all the way.
yeah.
No Monday
And
night game, no Thursday
that's what
game.
that's what I was trying to figure out. Like, man, what was Sunday? What was on Sunday? What was talking about? Like,
Yeah, because they didn't have for the first time. They didn't have the game already set. The game's already set as far as time and all that.
yeah, yeah,
So kicked off Saturday with the Chiefs just putting the Vegas Raiders out of their misery. Chiefs win 31-13. Jared Stidham looked like he was pretty competent at first in that first half, and then Chandler Jones and the rest of that defense just took over.
yeah. Man, the Chiefs, man, the Chiefs just it's crazy because they lose Tyreek Hill. Everybody thinks they're going to kind of go down, and that's not even the case, man.
And here they are, the number one seed.
Yeah, and they're playing like a team.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just and the fact that they were playing around with
The fact they do that ring around the rosy freaking play and then come out.
and then score a touchdown.
It sucks that, what was it? There's a holding call that brought it back. But it's like the fact that they did that playing around, score a touchdown.
Yeah. Oh, it's just like, come on. Like, this is crazy. Like, no respect at all. No respect at all for Las Vegas Raiders, man. And Kansas City, man, they're just rolling.
They are rolling. Man. They got hot at the right time.
Yes. Yeah.
And for the most part, they're relatively healthy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because it's almost like even after which is Clyde O'Hare.
Yeah, Edwards-Helaire,
yeah, Edwards-Helaire. That he, when he went down, McKinnon stepped up, man.
McKinnon stepped up, and then Pachenko out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, wow. And then, of course, you got Kelsey,
Yeah. Juju stepped up here and there.
Juju.
Valdez-Scantling.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just. I mean,
what was it? Second play of the game? That was not Christian Watson, Justin Watson, right out the gate. Boom! That bomb from Mahomes.
Yeah. It was just like, good Lord, man! Like the Chiefs just look so good right now.
Yeah,
it's going to be that AFC though, man.
It's loaded at the top.
Oh man, it's loaded. I was looking at it the other day. I was like, oh man, like NFC. Whoever gets to the NFC has a pretty easy compared to the AFC.
There's about two teams in the NFC right now that are playing. Well, one really that's playing like top notch. One that's now that they've got. I'll just go ahead and say the Eagles, now that they got Hurts back, it looks like they're going to be all right. But without Jalen Hurts, you've seen what the Eagles are.
Yes.
But
the Falcons.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then the nightcap on Saturday was the Tennessee Titans going to Jacksonville. Jaguars winning and earning an AFC South championship, winning 20-16. Freaking Dougie Peterson, man, finding a way to win.
Dude, he came and turned this team around.
Yeah.
I mean, what Urban Meyer's set to destroy. Doug was like, "No, we ain't doing this." And Trevor Lawrence, man, Trevor Lawrence, he looked nice.
Yeah, I mean, he struggled there in the first half, but there late in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter, he And he's just like, okay, he put on his big boy pants. He's like, all right,
Yeah.
serious now. Money,
Yeah.
all the money to the front center of the table. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It was just. I mean, Tennessee though. How many guys did Tennessee have injured as well?
It was a lot.
I mean, they. If I'm not mistaken, they had at least past 10.
Yeah.
10 players injured. 10 plus injured and was not playing.
Yeah.
Um, and so it was just it would have been a miracle if
For them
Tennessee
to
would have
win.
won.
I
Yeah,
mean, Dobbs did not play bad.
yeah.
He didn't play good, but he didn't play bad.
Especially not really knowing the offense.
Yeah.
I mean,
considering most of their offense is turn around and hand it to number 2.
yeah, exactly. Like here, go.
Yeah. Henry run right, Henry run left.
Exactly. That's all it is, and but it was I mean, a good win for Jacksonville, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, especially what they went through. Freaking TK, man.
Tony Khan bought himself another 8-ball of Coke. He probably gave some to Shad to wake him up.
No, probably, man.
He was over there. He was over there, classic dad mode, sitting on the couch, just sitting in the press box, and the camera comes right on him, and he's oh, we scored, yeah.
Yeah. And it just was it boy Tony Conway, he threw himself on that player, man, did he?
Yeah, he just threw himself into his life. Bro, why are you wrapping your legs around me?
And then he hugs the head coach, right?
Doug Peterson.
Doug Peterson hugs him. I like this dude's just an affectionate person, man. Like he's definitely what Bailey used to be.
Right.
The hugger, dude.
Yeah, it's like this dude's stealing her gimmick.
But it was just it was just bad, man. That right there was bad.
Yeah.
But good thing, good go for the Jaguars, man. That was good.
From worst to first in their division. So
exactly.
So congrats to Jacksonville for making it to the dance. Then we went to Sunday games. We had Atlanta taking on Tampa Bay in the season finale in a game that really didn't matter to Tampa Bay. Atlanta wins 30-17. I think Tom Brady left at the midway through the second quarter, which I'm kind of surprised that he played more than the first quarter since they were in and it didn't matter. But it's the first time Tom Brady's finished a regular season under 500.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like you make the playoffs and you're under 500.
Yeah, man, that's bad for that division right there.
Yeah.
Who was second in that division?
I think it was Carolina. If it wasn't Carolina, it's New Orleans. Let's see.
I think Carolina's right.
I think let me look at the standings real quick. NFC South. Let's see. Come on now. Yeah, it was Carolina. Carolina, New Orleans, and it's funny, like New Orleans, Carolina, and Atlanta all finished at 7-10. They all finished at 7-10, but I guess based off of the conference winning percentage, it was Carolina that got number 2.
Gotcha. Yeah, but it's I don't know. The Bucks got the Cowboys next week, right?
Yeah.
Is it Saturday or Sunday?
I think they're Monday.
Oh, Monday.
Yeah, I think they're the Monday night game. Which I'm not a fan. We'll get to that, and I'm just not a fan of that. I'm really.
Nah.
I'll just let it be known now that I'm not a fan of a Monday playoff game.
Well, not only that, of course, it's prime time.
Yeah. You pick the two teams that probably don't deserve to be in prime time.
Exactly what I was about to say.
But exactly. I mean,
their
names. So
yeah. I mean, the Bucks got the job done.
Yeah, they won the division, so they're in the playoffs, like you said.
Yeah.
And then we'll go to Buffalo, which, dude, this was crazy. This was, you couldn't, everyone's been talking, you can't write a Hollywood script any better than this, the way they did it, the way things turned out. Buffalo taking on New England. New England had to win to get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Buffalo wins 35-23. The opening kickoff, Buffalo takes it and scores, goes right down the field, scores touchdown on an opening kickoff return for
Yeah.
a touchdown. Hadn't been done. Buffalo hadn't scored a kickoff return in 3 years and 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah, and you could tell how the emotion in that stadium when that happened. Like they showed Josh Allen there on the corner.
I saw that, and he was just like,
Yeah,
"What
and
the
you could
heck?"
see tears forming up in his eyes when they kind of zoomed around on his face.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he said after the game, he says, "Man, if you don't believe in God, then I don't know what's wrong with you." He's like, "God's real."
Yeah. Yeah,
But
man. It was. You could tell. You could tell it was an emotional game.
yeah, if they were playing for more than just pride at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. But they go on to win.
2 kickoff return touchdowns.
Yeah. Yeah.
Naheem Hines took them both back, 96 and 101.
That's nuts, man.
Yeah.
That is nuts. And was it so the Patriots are not in the playoffs?
Yeah, Patriots
Man.
miss.
Yeah. The Patriots didn't make it last year, did they?
Yeah, this is the first time I think since Belichick's been the head coach that they've made or there's been 2 years that they haven't made the playoffs. And they've never gone back-to-back years without making the playoffs. I think they didn't make the playoffs that year. Brady was hurt, but they still went like 11-5 and missed the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So yeah, things are changing.
Exactly. I mean, what's gonna happen with the Patriots? I mean, because it's crazy. Belichick's not big on big names. He's
Exactly.
Like, I'll take the ones that really that y'all don't see any potential in. I'll take those and I'll make them great.
And then I'll give them to you for nothing, and then there'll be nothing.
Yeah, exactly. But man, they haven't looked the same. I think Mac Jones is still the guy for them. That's their quarterback.
Yeah,
for sure.
They fired Matt Patricia last night.
Oh, did they really?
They fired Matt Patricia last night.
Oh wow, was he the offensive coordinator?
He was the offensive coordinator who has never been an offensive coordinator or I think an offensive coach.
That is. Oh no! It's like you didn't set him up to succeed.
I think I really think Belichick just hired him and then was looking around, going, "Well, I don't want to get rid of the defensive coordinator, or I don't have a defensive coordinator that I trust," which is weird because he gave it to Joe Judge, the special teams guy. He gives it to him because, of course, he's like, "Well, I don't want to fire my son." He's like, "So what do I need Joe for?" "Oh, I just put him on defense." And then when Matt Patricia came available, he's like, "Oh crap, Matt, you're calling offensive plays."
Yeah, man, I think that was just that was weird from the beginning, though.
Yeah, and you could tell that like Mac Jones has just about had it with him.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, because even in the beginning of the season, they didn't even know. It hadn't been said who was going to call what.
Yeah.
Like who was going to call defense, who was going to call offense. Like they were still trying to figure that out.
Right.
And then when it finally became Matt Patricia, it's almost like, like really?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they go after Cliff Kingsbury, man.
It would make sense.
I think a lot of coaches are going to go after, or a lot of teams are going to go after Cliff Kingsbury as an offensive
coordinator. Yeah.
I mean, you got the Titans that are going to be looking for somebody.
Yeah, because they fired it again. Their offensive coordinator yesterday. I forgot to mention the black. We'll as we go through this, we'll mention the Black Monday firings as well.
Yeah. I mean, and Leftwich, And Leftwich gets the job. You got Tampa Bay opened
Yeah,
up. So,
exactly.
but yeah,
But yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, like you said, Vrabel's pretty much going into the, he's Fresh Prince in the Titans coach's office. He's just
it's like, hey guys, we're gonna have a meeting. It's like it's just you.
yeah, it's just the janitor going, Coach, I'm the only one in here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, so Buffalo won 35-23. Then we go to Minnesota taking on the Chicago Bears. Justin Fields did not play, which was kind of looked at as one of those things where they're like, so you're keeping him from playing so you don't win. And so he doesn't get, I think he had a bonus due to him. I think if he played X amount of games.
Oh, you could at least let that guy start.
Right.
I mean, come on, man.
So.
Yeah, you could at least let him have one series.
Exactly.
1 or 2 series just so he could get his money.
Or let him hit how if it was like a certain percentage of snaps, at least let him play that.
Yeah.
And then just don't, if you're worried about him getting hurt, just don't call run plays.
Yeah. It's just like, hey guys, like, you're gonna go ahead and get this money.
Yeah.
We're gonna hand this ball off, or we're gonna throw little screen routes, or
Yeah.
But we're gonna do something just to get you your money. But
Yeah, it's
hey,
like Justin, don't run.
Yeah, exactly. Don't do nothing, man.
It's like if you see them coming at you, if the line doesn't protect you, just go down. Just slide down, protect yourself.
Yeah.
But Minnesota won 29-13.
Minnesota is not the Minnesota that started in the I guess first half of the season. It was like they weren't the same after Dallas just manhandled them.
Minnesota does well when there is no expectations on them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like they come back against the Colts. It's like everyone's like, well, they ain't coming back, whatever.
Yeah.
And they found a way to come back. But again, when there's expectations for them to win, or even for it to be a good game or close game, it's like they crap the bed. But when there's no expectations, like whatever, it's Minnesota, we don't care. They ball out. Or if it's a team like the Bills,
Yeah.
that they have no business beating, and they stick around and find a way to win. But
that's Minnesota for you, man.
Exactly, that's Kirk Cousins for you right there.
That's them, dude, and it's going to be tough. Who they got in the playoff?
The Giants.
That should be a good game.
Should be a good game, yeah.
Should be a good
game. Chicago secures the #1 overall draft pick because Houston wins against the Indianapolis Colts. They win 32-31. Lovie Smith's last FU to the organization by going for 2 instead of kicking the extra point. And going to overtime.
Yeah, that right there. I think Lovie Smith was like, man, you know what? I'm pretty sure they told him, hey, we want the first round pick. We want the pick, right?
Yeah.
So play hard, but not hard enough to win.
Right. Don't do anything crazy.
Yeah. And then he's just like, you know what? Screw this. We're winning.
Right.
We're winning, man. And they won. Now they're what, #2, right?
#2. Yeah, they're #2. I think that tie in this case is helping them or hurting them, I guess, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah. So it was just one of those things. Lovie Smith was like, nah, man, we don't lose. Like we don't play to lose.
Exactly. And I mean, good for Lovie. I mean, that's the kind of mentality you want, not the, hey, we're just not going to play hard, or we're not going to start anybody that could potentially have us win.
Yeah, exactly, man. And so Lovie Smith was like, screw y'all, man.
That was his big middle finger.
Yeah, I'll just take this dub and then take the L with it.
Right. He's like, I'll take the dub and then I'll take my pink slip and I'll get the hell out of here.
Yeah. I mean, what sucks, man, that I personally think, because, man, this team was playing hard for them.
Yeah, exactly.
They were playing hard for them, man, and they they weren't losing by a whole lot. I mean, they were there. They had their moments. I mean,
Right.
um, I feel like they should have kept Lovie Smith for at least one more year.
Exactly.
Because you're, I mean, what? So now they're going on their fourth head coach in 4 years.
Fourth and 4 years. Yep.
Yeah, 4 to 4 years. So it's like Lovie Smith has developing this this
The
culture,
culture. Yeah.
and building this chemistry, and then it's like you can see that they're almost there. They're almost getting it. You see it, and then now the whole team has to adapt to somebody else,
Right.
and it's just like, man, this sucks.
Yeah. Right. And you've got a bunch of young players, so it's like, dude, you really expect him to get you to the playoffs with
Hmm.
a super young team with
Yeah, man.
not a lot of experience,
Yeah.
and it's really not that talented, and your best player was put on IR week 13, 14.
Yeah.
It's like, dude,
Yep.
yeah, no, that's just, you had the Cowboys on the ropes, you had the Chiefs on the ropes.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just like, man, you saw it. I mean, like you said, they're going to pick up a quarterback. It's like, man, hey, because I mean, their defense wasn't bad.
Yeah,
I
and just they
mean,
were on the field the whole game.
yeah.
So,
I mean, and Petrie, man, what he had 6 interceptions, 7 interceptions this year,
something like that. Yeah,
something like
6 or
that,
7.
man. Petrie, sticky hands.
Yeah. He left the game, I think, in the third quarter with a concussion, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah. So they they uh they made Sam Ellinger look like he was back in high school.
Yeah.
But I felt bad for him too, because it's like, dude, that team is just decimated.
Yeah, and yeah, that team is terrible, man.
Jeff Saturday just looks like he's the manager there, and I don't know how to run the register.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like, I mean, they're about to go through their fourth quarterback,
Yeah.
most likely.
I mean, they're also bringing in coaches left and right, so they're probably going to have to borrow that video from Denver,
Yeah.
and then just dub over, dub over the name instead of, it says, so you want to be the Denver Broncos head coach, so you want to be the Indianapolis Colts head coach.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, this is where you messed up.
Exactly. But it sucks for Lovie Smith because we know he's not going to get another head coaching job.
No, I mean he'll get work, but it's just not going to be as a head coach.
Right. Oh yeah, most definitely.
He'll definitely get a coordinator job.
Yeah.
Or maybe like a linebackers coach or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, because you could tell, man, that like I said, the team was playing for him, man.
Right.
The team was playing for him, so.
I mean, and he's got such an easy defensive scheme.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy for them to learn. It's especially for a young team, guys just coming out of college, or guys that really haven't gotten a chance to play that much in the NFL, that are probably on their third or fourth team. And it's like, hey, it's simple. Here's what you do. Go do it. Make a play. It's right there in front of you.
Right.
So. Stupid Cal McNair. And we had the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Cincinnati wins 27-16. No Tyler Huntley and no Lamar Jackson, but Lamar Jackson looks like he will be back for next week's game, which oddly enough is Cincinnati versus Baltimore again.
I don't know, man. It's going to be tough to beat the Bengals, man. But
yeah,
I mean, especially when you got to play them twice,
right? In back-to-back weeks, nonetheless.
Yeah.
You've played them 3 times. You beat them at the beginning of the year, but you beat them when they were down.
Yeah.
And since then, they're a completely different team.
Oh man, they got hot at the right time, man.
Yeah.
They definitely got hot at the right time. Cincinnati, Joe Burrow, man, T. Higgins with Jamarte. I mean, that's a squad right there.
That's a deep receiving core.
Yeah, that's a squad.
You got Adam Cole at tight end or slot receiver.
Yeah. It's just like, mean, it's like, what do we do? Just
Yeah.
it's one of those things. Hey, yards after catch, you gotta hope.
Right. Just don't get mossed.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But I don't know, man. Of course, I think Lamar Jackson could have been playing already, but I guess it's one of those things that we're in the playoffs already.
Yeah.
We're
Why
not. We're
rush
not.
him back?
Yeah, we're not gonna. We're not gonna risk it.
Yeah. That, and of course, I don't blame him either. I'm sure they're probably, hey, you think you can come in at least get some reps, play like a couple series, at least get your timing back? Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, no,
He's
just
like, you got my contract ready? No, okay. Yeah, I'll see
yeah,
y'all next week.
yeah, for sure.
So, but yeah, and then I don't think they really talked about it enough. But it's like as traumatic as that was for Buffalo, as everything that happened, Cincinnati having to go right back to the same spot,
Yeah. Yep.
and they handled that really well. So, shout out to them. And then you had this is probably the stinker of the week. You had the New York Jets taking on the Miami Dolphins
9 to 6, right?
it was 11 to 6.
Oh,
I think
11.
I think it was 9 at one point. I think they scored a safety on the last play. So
Oh, wow.
very very bad photo editing. The sun really made that final handshake and hug between Robert Saleh and Mike McDaniel look really bad.
Yeah. Oh man. But
But
hey, but shout out to McDaniel's, man. Got the Dolphins
to the
um
playoffs.
to the playoffs, man. After, I mean, it's almost like Miami had no choice but to, right?
Yeah,
Because of all this talk of them
tanking.
tanking and wanting to lose, and there's like, crap. No, we got to win, guys. Like,
Yeah,
we got to win, and so Mike McDaniel comes in, does a heck of a job, man. I like the guy, man. I like him as
yeah,
a head coach. He's great. I mean,
yeah.
they got a good receiving core too, man.
They've got a really good receiving core, but now with no, does Tua even play in the playoffs? Did they shut him down for the season? They still haven't said if they're gonna have him come back and play.
I don't know, man. How many concussions has he had?
I think that's 3,
3 this
at
year,
least,
right?
at least 3 this season. Probably 2 that have been officially diagnosed.
But that one before that ugly hit, that was a concussion.
Yeah,
That wasn't a back injury like they said it was.
yeah, that was a
You know,
concussion.
yeah, it's like, come on, guys. Like, we ain't doctors, but we ain't stupid.
Yeah,
You
Tua
know.
might be after that, but I mean,
I don't know, man, because it's almost like it's like after you have one or two, it's almost like your body just kind of almost protects you in a way because it's like, oh no, like we know what's about to happen after this. Like if you get hit again, we know what's going to happen, so we're just going to shut down.
yeah, your body's more susceptible to, especially if you've had some multiple concussions that close to each other. Your
Mm-hmm.
body's more susceptible to get them like that. I mean, that happened to Steve Young. That's
Yeah.
why he ended up having to retire because I think it was one season I remember watching the game where he got his last one where he finally just said, "Okay, I'm done." I think he had just gotten over one like 2-3 weeks prior to that, and then they played the Oilers, and he got lit up on the sideline.
Yeah.
And got another concussion, and they took him out. And after that, he never came back the rest of that season.
Yeah. And so it's one of those things, man. It's just like, dude, I don't know if I'm Tua's family, Tua's going to want to play.
Yeah,
Tua's going to want to play. If I'm Tua's family, his mom and his dad, like, hey, live to fight another year, man.
yeah,
Let your body get right. Let's get ready for next year.
right.
Don't do it this year.
And they've got what is a new technology where I guess that helps heal the brain from concussions and things like that to help kind of try to reverse that. So I'd be telling him, hey, dude, you're going to do that
Yeah,
this
exactly.
off season.
Yeah, and so I don't know, but like I said, it was an ugly win. Bridgewater played, right?
No, Skylar Thompson played.
Oh,
Yeah, Bridgewater I think was hurt too. So,
damn.
well, he's another guy that's just seemingly always concussed as well. So, I think he's had 2 concussions this year as well.
Yeah. Yep. And it sucks, man, because Bridgewater, man, when he was with Minnesota, was that
Got
the
them to
team
the
that drafted him?
playoffs, and
Yeah, man, that dude was balling out, man.
yeah,
And then just got hurt, and then never the same after that.
yeah, I agree. So,
Yeah.
but Miami takes that final playoff spot in the AFC by winning that game, which rendered this kind of decision useless to an extent, but there was still some significance in it as the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Cleveland Browns 28-14. Uh, Mike Tomlin says, "I'm still keeping this record alive. We
Never
may
have
not
a
be going to the playoffs, but
yeah. I never had to lose a season, man.
that's crazy.
That is nuts, man. That just showed me because they were trash,
They
man.
were bad,
They were bad, and he he found a way to get this win, man.
right?
To keep the streak alive.
He's he's getting it done, man. And I think, and they started playing pretty good near the end of the year. These past 3-4 weeks,
Yeah,
they've looked pretty good, pretty competent. And Pickett seems like he's gotten more and more confident.
yeah,
And was it George Pickens? Same
mm,
thing.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, they were just bad this year, man. They're trying to find their identity, man.
Yeah,
They're trying to like, okay, is Pickett our guy, which most likely he is
yeah,
going to be their guy, but really just putting the pieces together.
exactly.
What's
I
going to
mean, you didn't
happen?
have TJ for most of this season,
Yeah,
so. But I mean, you could pretty much put Mike Tomlin in the discussion for Coach of the Year pretty much every year.
heck yeah, yep.
So, shout out to Coach Tomlin doing a thing yet again. So, then you had the aforementioned Carolina Panthers beating the New Orleans Saints 10-7 in another terrible game.
It's just one of those like, guys, let's not end on a on a loss.
Right?
Let's just win. They're terrible. They're
Yeah, they're
terrible.
bad. They're bad.
Now, hopefully, Taper, is that his name?
Tepper.
Tepper. Wilkes did an awesome job. I mean, almost won the division.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, I think you got to at least give him a shot because it's like, dude, this is a guy that rallied this team that was last in the NFL in just about everything
yeah,
except defense. I think defense was the only thing they weren't ranked last.
you're right. Yeah, so I think Tepper needs to give him a shot, but we know Tepper likes the big names, the
Yeah.
hot names, and go from there.
I'm sure he's calling Jim Harbaugh and all these other big name coaches. He's calling them and calling them. Probably like, who?
Yeah.
The Texas high school guy?
Yeah. And so, well, we'll see what happens, man. I don't know what that head coaching position if anybody would want that.
Mm-hmm. Somebody will take it.
Yeah.
But then you had the Denver Broncos seemingly pulling an upset when they probably had no reason to do it. Because they beat the Los Angeles Chargers 31-28. The biggest disappointment this season, the Denver Broncos.
Biggest disappointment this season, man. The biggest.
Yeah.
I don't see no other team being a disappointment like them.
Right.
They were. I mean, they were expected to at least go to the Super Bowl.
They were expected to make the playoffs and maybe challenge the Chiefs as far as the AFC West.
Yeah, because like, man, you got Russell Wilson, you got Nathaniel Hackett. It's like, man, this.
Yeah. you got a pretty good receiving core with Sutton and Judy, and you had Beast back there at running back, and you got a studs out there on defense, and yeah,
Yep.
just look good on paper.
Yeah, look good on paper, but Jesus Christ, they're terrible.
Yeah. So
Even even Jesus was telling Russ to shut up. Like, dude, shut up.
stop
Don't.
mentioning my name,
Yeah.
Russ.
Like, man, you making me look bad, dude. You making me look bad.
It's like, oh
Oh,
no, you didn't talk to me. Sorry, you
yeah.
talked to
You talked to the other guy.
yeah. His hair's a little
Oh,
lighter color than mine.
yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah, biggest disappointment of the season.
But they go out on a winning note, so good for them. Sucks for
Yeah.
LA, especially going into the playoffs, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. Then we had the Philadelphia Eagles securing the number 1 spot by beating the New York Giants 22-16. Jalen Hurts shaking off the rust, but they found a way to win.
Yeah.
Brian Daboll just said, "You know what? I ain't playing nobody."
Yeah, for real, man. He was like, "Nah, we clinched a playoff spot. We're
We
good.
can't go up or down. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. Like let's just keep this here.
Yeah,
No reason to try to win.
yeah. He's
It's
like,
like,
let's stick it to the Cowboys."
yeah, exactly, right, exactly. I mean, but the Cowboys don't need no help. I mean,
And screwing themselves over.
yeah, yeah, but we'll see what the Eagles do, man, in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Again, they were the hottest team, I think, in the NFC for sure.
Yeah. Well,
The,
I don't know. I don't say they were the hot. I don't think they are the hottest team right now. Definitely, they've cooled off with when Hurts was missing,
yeah,
and he did look a little bit rusty yesterday.
yeah,
But
I think they'll be all right. They're going to
yeah,
enjoy this first round bye, get everything together, and still
yeah,
with that, man.
I agree. Now on to what I think is the hottest team in the NFC. The San Francisco 49ers defeat
Yeah, yeah.
the Arizona Cardinals 38-13 in J.J. Watt's final NFL game. He got 2 sacks, so good for him. And ironically, the last stadium he's never played in.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they said that was the final. He had played in all 32 state or 31. He had played in 31 stadiums, and that was the last one. Every time they played San Francisco, while he's been on the team, he hasn't played. He's been hurt.
Wow.
So this was the last check.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome, man. Great career, man. It's like that he had as many injuries as he
yeah,
did. I mean, because no, I mean, it's almost like what could have been if he would
exactly.
if he didn't get hurt. But
I
I
mean,
mean,
he pretty much made his career with those 3 defensive players of the year.
yeah, yeah,
And it's like, how much more could he have done?
yeah. That dude was just a beast, man. And you're right. I forgot about San Francisco, and I just posted about them not too long ago, or yesterday.
But
But
Brock Purdy, man.
man, dude, they're down to their third string quarterback, and it's like, hey, next man up, let's go.
Yeah,
And
I,
they're just going, man. It's
yeah,
like Jesus Christ. This like who? I mean, again, this is where we're back. Like 49ers has the easiest path to get to the Super Bowl, I think,
yeah,
compared to the AFC. I mean, because
right.
the Niners, whew,
And they've got so many guys that they can just rotate in and out.
yeah,
Like at receiver, they've got good receivers. George Kittle is on fire right now.
yeah, yep.
Um, and then that running back. I mean, you look at that running back rotation: McCaffrey, Mitchell. Who's the third guy? Is it not Hasty?
Now Hasty's
In Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Oh, I forget who the third guy is, but damn, it's like really no step off or no
Yeah,
step down.
yeah. It's just they're just on fire, man.
Well, and then you got Debo running the football. So.
Yeah, so it's just, I mean, I think if anybody's coach of the year is going to be
Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan, because it's like your first string goes out. They were smart to keep Jimmy G. Hey, let's restructure. We'll keep you.
Yeah.
The fight. He gets hurt, and then Brock Purdy, this dude just playing like he's a veteran, man.
Right.
That dude
Right.
just.
He makes the plays when he needs to make a play. He
Yep.
doesn't go out. He's not, and Shanahan's protecting him too. He's
Yeah.
not putting him in a bad situation where he has to go win the game. It's like, no, hey man, we'll need you to make a couple throws on third down, and he's
Yep.
done them for the most part.
If I'm Trey Lance, I'm hoping Brock Purdy lays a goose egg in the playoffs.
Right?
I mean, just like, please don't, please don't
Because I
win.
mean, if you're Kyle Shanahan, it's like, if especially if you go far in the playoffs with Purdy,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, do I take him out?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's almost kind of like how Buffalo was back in the day when Jim Kelly went down and Frank Wright took over and
Yeah.
got them
Yeah.
to the Super Bowl. It's like, so what do you do?
Exactly. I mean, it was almost this. It was the same thing with Foles and Wentz.
Yeah,
And the Eagles chose Wentz.
they picked wrong.
Yeah, they picked wrong, and so that's the thing, man. It's just like,
But
man,
both guys never haven't recovered since then.
yeah, you're right. You're right, man.
Nick Foles is never able to get that magic back, and Carson Wentz is, well, Carson Wentz.
And yeah, yeah,
Now he's cut off from the royal will. So, yeah. So San Francisco continues to roll, going in there. And then you've got the Seahawks and the Los Angeles Rams. They went to overtime. Seattle pulls off the win to keep their chances alive for the moment since they played first. Shout out to Geno Smith, who played a hell of a year.
yeah. Man, he had a great year.
Yeah.
He had a great year, man. Him and Pete Carroll clicking.
I like what he said, I think, at the beginning of the season. They tried to write me off. I didn't write back.
Yeah. That's good. That's good, man. And Geno Smith, man, I mean, he's been on several teams, right?
I think this is his third, maybe
13?
fourth team, because he was drafted, I think, by the Giants. Or no, the Jets. And then he went to the Giants. Where was he at after? I think
then he went to Seattle. This may be his 13.
I think it is his 13. But he's only been in the league, what, 7 years?
Yeah.
8 years? So.
Yeah, so, man, he had a heck of a year, man. And, them getting to the playoffs is a big deal. Especially like, hey, look who's in the playoffs and who's not.
Right. It's like.
Pete Carroll made the best decision.
Right.
He best for business.
Pete Carroll's over there beating his chest going,
Yeah.
I told you it wasn't Russ.
Yeah.
I told you.
Yep.
And you got all the LOB going, we told y'all.
Yep. Yeah. And man, and shout out to Baker Mayfield, man. His stock went up.
Yeah.
This past couple of games.
If Matthew Stafford retires and say McVay decides to stick around, did he just win the job? At least to go into next season.
Oh, it has to. I mean, this guy. I mean, Baker Mayfield went into the game with no knowledge of the playbook, trying to memorize the playbook, memorizing the playbook on the plane to go play. Not playing with no band or nothing. I mean, and apparently Baker Mayfield has a photographic memory.
Yeah.
And it served him well, god dang it.
I guess if he doesn't know what he's doing, I guess it's good. But if he knows what he's doing, then it's no good.
Yeah. Well, I think too, you got to look at the head coach.
Yeah, that's true.
Trying to run the system. Sean McVay. He's a guy, man.
Yeah.
That the players want to play for. So I think if Baker Mayfield didn't win a job, in LA, he's definitely got a job in Indianapolis.
Yeah. He's at least earned himself a look because, I mean, I still think he's just a guy, but I think he's proven that if if you call upon him in a desperate situation, that he can come in and play good for a small stretch.
Yeah.
Now, a whole season, I think the sample size is there that he can't do it a whole season. Now he can do it in stretches.
Yeah, I
And
think. I mean, what teams are going to need a quarterback? You got Atlanta that's going to need one. The Colts is
I
going to
think they're
need
gonna
one.
I think they're gonna stick with Ritter. I think
Oh, you think so?
because they drafted him high. I say high, but I think third, fourth round.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to try to see what they got with Ritter since they only had a small sample size this season. So like you said, New Orleans probably is looking at a quarterback.
Yeah. New Orleans.
I mean, Denver can use a new quarterback.
They're paying him too much money. They ain't going to get a new quarterback.
The Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
You said the Colts.
I don't know, but there's that speculation that Brady's going to end up going to the Raiders into this season.
They keep saying that, or they saying Miami. There's something about maybe he still ends up in Miami somehow.
I don't know, man. It's going to be. I don't know.
Tom's over there with a hammer talking about Tua. Come here right quick. I need you to help me with something. Pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, you've got that, and then the Rams are uncertain.
Yep.
You don't know what's going on there. Arizona's gonna need a quarterback to start out the season.
Oh yeah, because they don't think he's going to be ready.
Well, yeah, because he's not going to be ready. I mean, unless he's like some kind of superhuman freak, John Cena healing powers, then
Yeah.
I don't think Kyler's going to come back and be ready for week 1. And just from a timetable standpoint, I don't think it's going to work since he had it so late in the season.
Yeah, they're gonna at least set him out for maybe 4 weeks of the next season.
Oh no, he'll probably be gone at least half the season.
Yeah.
So I mean, just the realistic timetable, it puts him at about halfway through the season.
Call Kurt Warner. Let's go.
Get him out of the booth.
Get him out of the booth. Put your gloves on. Let's go throw the ball, baby.
All right. So, yeah, Seattle winning in overtime, keeping their chances at that point in time alive. Then you had the Cowboys go out there and lay an egg, which you love to see it. As a Cowboy hater, I love to see it. Lay an egg to the Washington Commanders, 26-6. Dak Prescott looked absolutely god awful. Leads the league in is tied for the lead of interceptions, and he played 5 less games.
15 interceptions or 16?
I think it's 15.
15? Yeah. Just bad, man. It's like Dallas is real good or they're real terrible.
Yeah.
It's like there's no in between.
Right.
It's just like, I don't know, man. Maybe that, I don't know. Maybe he puts everything on his shoulders when he don't need to.
Yeah. But, I mean, yesterday, I guess he kind of needs to because they couldn't run the ball at all yesterday.
Yeah.
Washington said, no.
Yeah.
No.
Ron Rivera's like, nah, screw y'all.
Yeah.
Screw y'all.
I put in a third-string quarterback just to prove how bad you guys are.
Yeah.
He said, I said, screw Carson Wentz because we'll find a way. Even if we play good, we'll find a way to lose with Carson in there.
Yeah.
And I don't know what his thing with Heineke, if he's hurt or whatever, why he benched him. Probably was drunk.
Probably.
Probably snuck beer into the meeting or something.
Yeah, but I mean the Cowboys, man, they're not making it out the first round. I think Tampa Bay is going to beat them.
Yeah, it's hard because Dallas is known for front running, and the collapse is one of those things that you just expect at this point.
Yeah,
you just you're like Stephen A. Smith, and just you're waiting for that bad thing to happen just to say, "Yep, told you so."
Yeah,
ready to address Michael Irvin like your pinky. Say it again.
Yeah. Say it again. Yeah.
I know that was hilarious. I was laughing. Michael Irvin stayed in character for so long, and in the end, you just see them both just bust out laughing.
But yeah, Cowboys just trash, man.
Yeah.
Just bad.
Then you had the nightcap, the final game of Week 18 and the regular season. The Detroit Lions defeat the Green Bay Packers 20-16.
That was their because Packers had to win, right? Win or get in.
With Seattle winning, that eliminated Detroit,
Yeah, but
and
the
all the
Packers
Packers
still.
had to do was win.
Yeah, that's all they had to do was just win. And did you see Dave?
Dan
Dave
Campbell,
Campbell.
yeah,
He's just like, we just don't want them to get in.
yeah.
He's just like,
He's like, since we can't go, they ain't going either.
yeah. I was like, oh man, this is the dude right here.
Yeah, it's like, how can you not want to play for that guy?
Exactly. And I mean, I, the Packers, they start off terrible. Then they got mediocre. Um,
And then they started to get good.
it's just man, what they have a very young receivers as well.
Yeah,
But they don't. They didn't do nothing to help Aaron Rodgers though.
but I think in his case, all the, I don't think he. I think as a veteran, I don't think he necessarily did the right things he should have done with those receivers. There's, even Tom Brady, when he sits there and screams at guys, he'll pull them aside after the fact and go, "Hey, man, look, this is what we need to get done." And you never saw that or heard that with Rodgers going, "Hey, man, look, here's what we need to get going."
Yeah, apparently, I don't know if it was in the middle of the season or maybe like half, whatever quarter of the season. That Aaron Rodgers, they said that he did pull the receiving core into a meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because what's his name, Christian
Watson.
Watson.
Mm-hmm.
That he didn't have a great season, but he got better as the season went on. And so, to me, I think this team, they made this team young for a reason. It's almost like they're there for Jordan Love.
Yeah. But
so.
The telling stat is that Rodgers didn't throw for over 300 yards this entire season.
Dang.
Like, he didn't have one 300-plus yard passing game at all. I think the closest he got was like 280 something.
Wow.
So it's like he kind of there's throws that he makes that it's like, okay, he's still there, and then this, you look at the stat line, it's like, damn, is he still there? But even some of his throws, man, he looks off. His accuracy looks off.
Yeah.
There was points in the season where he just didn't look like he wanted to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was almost just like couldn't wait for the season to be over with.
Yeah.
But obviously he wanted to play for them because he signed.
Right.
He signed with them, but it's just I don't know, man.
It's like he's having second thoughts about it.
Yeah, I mean, because when they asked for his jersey, when that player asked for his jersey, he's like, "Nah, I think I'm gonna hold on to this one."
Yeah.
I mean, does he retire or does he look for another home? I think, because he really can't look anywhere else, right?
I mean, I guess he could. It's just a matter of, does Green Bay want to trade him, and can they get the value for him?
Yeah.
I think that's the big thing. Who's going to take that contract? What are they going to get in return?
His name alone has value.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to see him go to Chicago.
I mean, he already owns the team, so.
He owns the team. Or does he go to Minnesota?
Pull a Brett Favre. Let's just, he's following the Favre playbook. Let's just hope he doesn't take it down to the welfare part,
Yeah, so it's, I don't know. It was tough to see Aaron Rodgers the way Aaron Rodgers was. And he just looked more calm and collective, man. It's almost like he didn't have that
pressure.
Well, no, not the pressure. Like, the urgency, I guess you would say, that fire. Like, oh no, hell no, we're gonna go, we're gonna win it,
Yeah.
It was almost like, I don't know. He's taking too many drugs, I guess. It mellowed him
Probably.
out.
That's probably what it is. But shout out to the Lions for just taking that approach of, hey, we ain't going to the playoffs, they ain't either.
Yeah, exactly. We're winning this game.
Yeah, Jamal Williams over there saying, man, and crying in his post game speeches, he's talking about dedicating it to his grandfather and all that other stuff, and then turn around, man, don't let these tears fool you. This straight up dogs over here.
Yeah. Well, not only that, that Green Bay player, I don't even know who he was, number 7.
Oh,
The one who
pushing
put the trainer,
yeah.
and then he's in the locker room, walking the locker room, like,
It's like, bro, you pushed him.
yeah, like, boy.
It's like you pushed him right in front of the referee.
Yeah,
It's like
he's gonna.
there's like 100 cameras, recording everything. So you were going to
Why,
either get
and why did he push him for?
because he bumped into him.
Oh, come on, man.
It's like, bro, you see that old man trying to get through there. It's like, bro, that man's like 50 years old, and you over there gonna push him.
Yeah, for real.
It's like, especially given everything that happened last week, in Buffalo, it's like, you really gonna push the training staff?
Exactly. They're the heroes at this point.
Right. It's like, come on, man. I wouldn't have been surprised if the GM would have been down there like, hey man, you better just pack up and here's your last game check and get the hell out of my building.
Yeah, for real.
So yeah, that was funny. He gonna cry in the car. So, but yeah, Green Bay found a way to blow it at the end of the season. So that is what it is. We'll just run through next week's playoffs real quick. This wild card round.
Yeah.
Do this, wrap up this double header of things. All right, so Saturday is going to start off the games on Fox at 3:30. Seattle against San Francisco.
San Francisco.
I feel bad for Seattle that they drew this game.
Yeah, for real.
Then you got the Chargers traveling to Jacksonville to take on the Jags on NBC at 7:15.
I'm going with the Jags, man.
I'm gonna go with the Chargers. I think Tony Khan's gonna have one too many 8 balls, and I think Doug Peterson's gonna be more worried about him. So then on Sunday you've got at noon CBS you've got Miami taking on the Buffalo Bills.
The Bills.
I mean, it is what it is. And then on Fox, you've got at 3:30, you've got the New York Giants taking on the Minnesota Vikings.
I'm going with the Giants, man.
I'm going to take the Vikings. They pulled it out the last time. I think they'll do it again. And then to wrap up the Sunday games that night on NBC, you've got the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Cincinnati Bengals.
The
Bengals, yeah. I think Lamar makes it a little bit closer of a game, but I don't think.
Yeah.
I think he's just going to be too rusty, and he's not going to shake that off in time.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Monday night on ESPN, I hate this that they're stretching this out. You got Dallas taking on Tampa in Tampa. I think Brady will find a way to win.
Yep. Yeah.
He's like, hey, man, I'm single. I ain't got no reason to go home. He says, so you know what? I'm at least going to take Dallas out, and then we're going to see where we are from there.
Yeah, Brady's like, you know what? I'm an old-ass man, but you just suck.
He's like, son, you messed up.
Yeah.
So you're the Dallas Cowboys quarterback in the playoffs.
Yeah. It'll be terrible.
Yeah. Well, that's going to go ahead and do it for this week's episode of In Your House Sports. Appreciate y'all for joining. Be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. Like, notification bell, all that good jazz. Facebook, Instagram, In Your House Sports, and InYourHouse.sports for Instagram. yeah, well, I think now that the college football's done, I think we're just down now to one show a week.
Yep.
So uh, hopefully Manny gets that coaching job there in Denver
You can't do any
or
worse.
Indianapolis. You never know. Depends on how cold he wants it to get.
There you go.
uh, but yeah, we'll see you guys next time. For your boy Vassos,
Fat Sam.
peace out.